remember the people they meet in an accident, you know. No CT scan not do as big hospital like Spanish Town Hospital, no CT scan. And then you have a Minister of Health, Christopher Tufton, a go round and I create the impression that all is well in our hospitals. Eh? The lady say, I beg, see the video here Jamaica in front of you, beg the woman of you, beg money. Hold on there, I see Councillor Ivan Wilson calling. Just a second there for the Rocky Point Division. Let me hear what Comrade Ivan has to say. Just a second there, students. Just a second. Hey, Comrade Ivan, wagwan, good morning.
Good morning, Jay.
Wagwan.
Yeah, me want to talk on the water issue too.
Go right ahead.
You know what they do? Me the right eye place, you know. Me wanna know if me can get up on video for you show up.
Yeah, you can. Yes.
Hold on. How me do it now? How me do it?
You would have to turn on your camera, spin around the camera, I think.
Hold on, DJ.
Try, yeah.
Hold on.
I think I saw you do it, man. I think you press something on it where you press and you can spin around the camera.
Yeah, me I see it, but me not. You see me, Jay? You see me?
No, we not see. I just your picture we see still.
Me I see myself, but me not see how to turn it. Hold on, let me see if me can turn the camera.
Try, man. It did it. Good morning, Comrade Celia Thomas. Good morning. Them say you have to press save.
Alright. Me have to press save?
Yeah, see the yes we are see now. You are showing your nice vehicle. Hey, hey.
I'm my husband $72,000 Pro Box. When we take the business, stop it, Jay. Look, you see the water something here?
Yes, we are see the water cashment. Yes.
Right, see it there?
Portland Cottage.
Yes, right here, so they make you water. Then say it go better.
Yes.
Liquid on. Look, Jay. Alright, you know $1 million for this, and they say, look good.
Mighty God, after nothing did they one drum.
Dispenser do this, you know, not perennial charge when I run dispenser. So we have to liquid on, Jay.
Oh.
And you see right now, you know where happened, Jay? Not even a drop of water down here. Rocky Point people only get water like 2 times a week.
Mighty God.
2 times a week, Jay.
My God. It's rough pounded down there in a Rocky.
Rough for the people, MJ. Trust me.
My
2
God.
times a week, people them a get water. And before that, we get one water down here with salt.
Yeah.
We ask where water come from, they couldn't tell me where water come from. It cannot drink none at all. The water couldn't drink none at all. Remember them promise we know. Oh, yes. We are going to get water that is a liquid because we are suffer with water issue for a long time.
Yes.
For a long time down at the Rocky Point Division, and then come with this system now. And watch $1 million so we are going to get water. We first one set of water we come through salt. Nobody couldn't use it. People can go out and get water, truck carry water, come give them. But anyway, it change. You know, it change 2 times a week.
Wow.
Water, come on. Me don't know if you want water to run every day.
And them still have to pay the water bill.
2 times a week, Jay. People them get water.
No man, it's rough. It's rough
down here. 2 times a week. So when you know where people them I don't know, when the water come, then full up tank and full up drum and something they just to carry they say through a week.
Yes.
Sunday the water lock off. The people them not have no water for use.
Rocky, mash up on the Labour Party, brother. Mash up.
Man, and you think that business, Jay?
Oh,
then
God.
The
oh,
they
God.
don't hear nothing about the people them. And every day they get up, them a do this, them a give water, them a do this. So no, I do nothing that I just I just PR them a do. And that's all me have to say, Jay.
True.
Nothing else when it touch it real grown. I think nothing I do.
Yes.
This road here now, alright, remember road?
Yes.
Alright. when we come, you come down my road and you know where we do
It bad.
attention. I road where we do get so attention for the road. We as a team and we set up and we make one posters.
Yes.
And posters so we are going to block the road to get Colonel Charles attention.
Yes.
And when we make up one fake posters, we send it to a labor right where we know close to him.
Yes.
And when the labor right send it to him, he call me. And 2 days after that, say I'm going to fix the road.
My
and
God.
The road, he said I'm fixing a two part. I'm fixing a Rocky Point to Portland Cottage, from Portland Cottage to Rocky to Line Town.
Yes.
Anyway, I come a Rocky and he dig up the road and he dig up the road. I'm going to show you it. See me there on the Rocky right now. And he fix some part of Rocky. You know, I remember 2 facing with the road, you know.
What about the alley bridge?
That's the same way. You're tapping. Come let me show you.
My
God. You feel see me? Hold on there.
We are see everything, man.
I see you, Jay.
Jesus have mercy.
Right. Look funny, Jay. See there?
Oh God.
See those? Look at the poor people. That lady that over there say us white. Every day she complain.
Oh God.
And the fancy white our elderly lady.
And I'm talking about Colonel Charles I do that Iraq in a southeast Clarendon.
Look, Jay, on the road, he fix it. Look in our Rocky, we are going on. I'm going to show you part, the little part where he fix it there.
Yes.
Come on the road, look, tire in a one party people. You see people them can't take it dust now. No one can chop nothing white up if people them you know look at tire this.
My God.
The road, the people them we have them sharp and it affect them and their house. Them a put something so that the car them can go in a bad part. You see, Jay?
Yes.
And he said I'm going to fix the road in a 2 phase. He fix one. He start here Rocky Point and left it. See the Rocky Point, me don't know in the look.
Yes.
Look, Jay, look. Big up here left it over 3 months now. See there?
My God.
Truck this, you see, Jay?
My God, it bad down the man. Bad down there.
All you think we get the attention, we have to send out one fake posters. So we are going to block the road with the taxi man them.
Yes.
We have a plan for it, you know, but that's how we don't get the man attention.
Yes.
Man attention. Look on it, Jay. Look.
Ja.
See there?
Yes. It bad down the pound down a Rocky man.
And you see 3 breeze a blow, Jay? And
yes.
People them, it affect the people them so much.
True.
It affect the people them, Jay.
True.
And he said, I'm going to fix it. Not even one face you couldn't do. Not even one face to Rocky to Portland Crossing. He leave it. And then he go from Portland Crossing to Leinington and he patch up. So me say, you know what? Just me I tell you, say, all the hope with people them realize and wake up, Jay. Because it's so real down here, so. I hope people realize and wake up and vote them out. Because you see, them call we say we die out in a Rocky Point, then do anything to it, Jay.
True.
Them just feel like say, them we can't do anything with them.
Put the road,
Jay. Just look funny. Jay. Remember, I do that still, you know. Alright? Yeah. Look funny now. The little part here, this part never mash up.
Yes.
This part, alright. This part never mash up. Me I show you part. See there? So what? See this part? See them dig up here so again. See there?
Ja.
It's like a truck you drive. See there?
Make it look like something I do. Bad man, bad.
I will show you Jay. Don't hang up here.
Bad.
The condition of the road. We are suffer down here with the road.
Jesus.
Every day they come like them do something. They spend so much money and do something. And every week now because of election he have some giveaway out there office they close where we live.
Yes.
Yeah, something like giveaway out there. I say, oh my God, when you look and see him, me have to say, this man, you don't see him, you know? We never see him, nobody don't know him, then call him a light post man. Light post man, there's some light post then see him and within 2 pictures they will put up, alright? See, you know, Jamie, now if you tell no lie, see good, see part of what they fix, you see?
Yes.
They fix part this?
Yes.
See there? Fix part this.
Ja. No, stay down a Rocky with you know.
Comrade, so on comrade there.
Yes. No, stay good down there at all.
Right, alright, Jay, so People don't be fooled when them people here come and cut and show. Don't be fooled.
That's it.
Don't be fooled. When them people here come and cut, we know we are on the ground. Don't be fooled.
Right.
Jamaica people. Don't be fooled a long time. Them a fool we. And a time for we realize now.
True, man. True.
Especially down a rock point here, them fool with family a picnic, them a fool with it. I mean, I hope people can realize, Jay, and wake up. All right,
them
so you
take realize,
Jay. Take me down.
All right, you too. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. All right, cool. My God, Rocky people, me no know, brother, about we no have to go wake up. Southeast Clarendon. Hold on there. Let me get back to the class. Boy, Rocky no look good down there in a Rocky Point at all. I'm hearing that Damian Crawford is on Power 106. Let me see if I can bring it on and see if I can listen what's happening over there. Just a second there. Not sure what's Power 106. Listen live. Just a second. Let me connect.
Following the budget debate in the Senate on Friday. Senator, you also responded to a claim, I think, by the certainly by the Minister of Finance and maybe echoed by the Prime Minister about the domestic financial meltdown of the mid-90s and the creation of FinZac being an entirely homegrown crisis. You countered that by saying there were other countries, I think you mentioned 130, that had similar meltdowns in that period. Yeah. Does that either negate what the Prime Minister had maintained, or and do those that suffered during that time, do they get any succor from the fact that other countries were going through a similar situation?
No, but it's like you're saying, if there's a hurricane and it blows down your farm, and a man come and say, no, your suffering is because of the government. The government come and say, that's a lie, because of the hurricane. Mm-hmm. The man don't get no respite from the truth because he suffered. His reality remains the same. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much time we have, but if I can just tell you a kind of a story of what FinZac was like. Mm-hmm. FinZac is like a pregnant lady came into the hospital because of an accident with a drunk driver. When she come to the hospital, the doctor realized that, my God, we can't save both the lady and the baby. And he goes into her purse to find some information and see she have 3 other babies, 3 other children. And so he decides, without getting to her family in time, to save the lady. And by extension, the baby was sacrificed. The husband comes and heard that there was a crash and said, what's going on? What's going on? And the doctor said, I made this decision. I saved the wife because she have 3 children. And the husband said, well, I'm her second husband. None of those children are mine. So I'm angry that you have killed my baby. In this case, the public are the 3 children. Nobody lost their savings. Not one person lost 1% of their savings. That wasn't the same in every country. Other countries decided to sacrifice. If the JLP was in power at that time, would they have sacrificed our pensioners and the people with their savings? To the contrary, the child would have been those who suffered because they had debt, because interest rates spiraled, etc. But the drunk driver was the JLP. People don't remember that in 1989, our debt to GDP ratio went as high as 260%. Our foreign exchange reserves was in the negative. We owed. And there were shipments of oil that didn't let off the oil until you paid cash.
The argument, though, in terms of the analogy that you presented, there are some who are going to suggest that it's the PNP who was the drunk driver because you were in charge of, not you personally, but the PNP government was in charge of a high interest rate policy that led to the crash.
No, let me explain. 1989. Remember, the time of this was 1994. So we have to come back to when we got power, 1989. The thing was in such a state that we needed a loan, not wanted an IMF loan, needed, because our reserves was in the negative. Our debt to GDP ratio was 268%. Our unemployment and poverty was 30.5%. We needed a loan. At that time, the IMF was being governed by what is called the Washington Consensus, an agreement to just wide-scale capitalism. And the Washington Consensus, they said to us, if you're going to get the loan, you need to do certain things as a government. You must liberalize interest rate. You must liberalize the sectors like the banks, freedom up to act, and have minimum government intervention. This was under Thatcher and Reagan. You must allow for importations to come in without being blocked. WTO came in and said, these are the new rules that we were working under. Now, so when we take the loan now, the banks got free up, limited government protection, competition for the dollar, all of that was happening. And so the banks, and so the liberalization process caused for all these countries to fail. When the failure was happening, so the high interest rate wasn't the reason for failure of the banks. The banks failed because the banks were buying all kind of land, all kind of house, all kind of papa farm. And because of that reality, and the banks failed, we decided that we were going to take a high a loan and pay the savers. The general interest rate started to increase because the country was a risk. The country had its own risk that must be reflected in the interest. So when we started to try and manage this thing, despite all of that, as I said, nobody lost their savings. What would have happened if we allowed people to lose their savings? How many more people would have been in poverty? How many more people, older people, would have lost their pension? What would be our ability to borrow? What would be our ability to raise foreign exchange? So the truth is that we were the doctor of the circumstance, a doctor that was ranked better than many other countries. Argentina, for example, allowed their people to lose their money. Kenya allowed people to lose their money. Many have not recovered. So I asked Omar Davis the other day, what would you have done different about when I was preparing? I said, what would I do different in hindsight? And he says he doesn't know. He thinks about it every day. He don't see what he could have done because the IMF problem with Jamaica was that we took too much debt to pay everybody the total. There was suggestions that we should give a % of the saving and not a total of the savings. So all I've heard JLP talking, I've never heard them say what they would have done different.
Just before we close on that issue, because FinZac was raised during the debate by the government Senator Abka Fitzhenry. Mark Golding had suggested that the era is long gone. I had no role in FinZac whatsoever. I was in the private sector. I was an attorney at law, and I was involved in business as well. Fitzhenry on Friday, however, suggested that during his contribution, I heard the opposition leader this week commenting that he had nothing to do with FinZac. Our country will recall that during the public event last year, the opposition leader stated, I came into the PNP via Dr. Omar Davis because I knew him in the financial sector. He also went on to list a couple of occasions where during Bunting and Golding, a company of which Golding was a partner, benefited to to the tune of $29.5 million US dollars. Further payments of approximately $10 million to Bunting and Golding's company in 2005. Why would your president say he had nothing to do with Finxac whatsoever if his company benefited in some way from